Oh, well, hi there. I wanted to talk about a game called Blueprints today because it's a cool new game. And so I was going to check that out very briefly. This game centers all around the kind of puzzle solving aspect of it. So I'm going to probably keep this pretty short, but I just want to give everyone an indication of what this game is. Essentially, you're drafting a house room by room, and it's randomized each time what like rooms you're gonna get. There's like a set of rooms, but it's a run based game where you've been, well, you'll see the story here, but you've been left this house by your uncle, and he's asking you to find the secrets of it. We'll see how much of this intro we want to sit through, you know. I really like this game. It has some randomization issues, I feel.
The Mount Holly estate at Reddington do publish
But I think that's kind of the nature of a run-based game.
my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore
Codicils?
made by me. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew,
He's his
Simon
great
P.
uncle.
Jones, son of my dear niece, Mary Matthew, all of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land which I own near Mount Holly.
Lost Will and
The above
Testament.
provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate.
And you're like,
The
what?
location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner.
It's a lot of pressure.
Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse.
This gift shall lapse.
In witness whereof,
No one likes a
I have
lapsed gift.
hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993.
1993.
S. Sinclair.
Blueprints. So here you are. You must explore this house. It's first person. You run around and you examine things and look at things. You'll notice in the top left there are 50 steps every time you go through a room. Like if you get into another room, it takes one or more steps away. And so you have 50 steps to work with each day. And if they run out, you have to reset and try again the next day. Is it going to let me? It's not letting me do the inventory yet because I suppose we haven't gotten it yet. You have a little cursor. If you look, he looks at things. Open in the event of my death. So this is essentially him talking about how this works. He's saying like you can't stay overnight. You don't get to keep the tools or items you find because this is a roguelike and you can't keep the stuff that you had before. And the house resets every night. Here are the blueprints so you could draft each room as you go. So you also have like your inventory here. There are items you can get. You can call it a day. That resets everything and goes and starts another run. But yeah, here's how we do this. So I'm in here. I'm in the entrance hall, and you can go left, right, or up. I like to go left. It's kind of my lucky side. That's where I start. Yeah, this is telling you about the feet. The footsteps. Let's see. Let's do a hallway so we can get more options. So drafted the room. And now we have a hallway in here. There are things in every room that are pieces of puzzles that reveal themselves as you go along. And it is very unclear what is happening early on. But you kind of learn how to solve these puzzles in a run-based way as you go. Doors in the West Wing are more likely to be locked. So, if you look here, it'll kind of show you what it's going to do when you draft the next room. This nook has a key in it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that's going to be useful. Keys unlock doors. Some doors are locked. The higher up here that you go, the closer you get to the antechamber, the more locked doors you find. It says take notes, which I also recommend. Steam has this handy notes feature here that's like a little notepad that just will have specific notes per game, which is really nice. Just a thing I discovered recently. You can walk, you hold down shift, you can run. There's no crouch or anything. This is mostly an adventure game, so you're basically just looking at things and moving things around. Let's see. Let's do a parlor, because this is one of the more interactable things here. So you have 3 boxes, a wind-up key, and some instructions. Basically, there are 3 boxes. They have labels on them. There will always be at least one box which displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays only false statements. And only one box has a prize within. The other 2 are always empty. So those are the rules. And so you look at these boxes and you say, okay, this box is the black box. So that's a false statement. This box is the blue box. That's also a false statement, which means this one has to be a true statement because at least one has to be true. The box that claims to be black has the gems, which means this is the one with the gems in it. Sounds like the room, a little clickety-clack like that quite a bit. And now you have gems. Gems are another thing that you can use. Certain rooms require gems to be created. There are other uses for them as well. Let's see. You can get 2 items in the closet, 4 coins in the pantry, or we can get a guest bedroom that gives me more steps. That's a dead end, though, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pantry. I'm not super scared about my steps right now. So here's some money. Nice. There are things you can spend money on. So this is saying they're scattering food throughout the house. Food, like this banana here, will give you more steps. There are other ways that you can gain steps back as well, like bedrooms, for instance. So I'm not going to get the... So bedroom is useful because whenever you pass through it, you gain 2. But it should be a place that's like a fairly regular thoroughfare for you. I feel like over here to the right, it probably wouldn't be. So I'm going to just do a guest bedroom. Get a bunch of steps. Get a buffer here. And you see, oh, there is a guest bedroom here. And then there are various items around. These are car keys. You know, when you first play this, it does not tell you what they're for. You're like, oh, is there a car? Like, am I going to drive? And you just have to have the game reveal itself to you. So I like to kind of go strata by strata, get as much stuff as you can. So if we get a den, we'll get some options and also a gym. So let's do that. These clocks move, so time is progressing, which is interesting. Let's see. I'm trying not to reveal too much because much of this game is revealed through you playing it and figuring things out. I'm going to go ahead and get this security. When new things happen, there are cutscenes. Like this little synth tone here for this room. We got mainframes. We got security monitors. This game's got a pretty good atmosphere, I would say. Sometimes the music just trails off and it becomes silent. And to me, that's kind of a bummer, but I think that kind of adds to the atmosphere as well. So showing you all these rooms that you've just never seen before. And you're like, wow, there's a lot here, isn't there? Oh, this was like, what if he turns around? Okay. So, the security room off of the den here. There's notes here. It says terminal password and it's scratched out. The antechamber will be unlocked and access levers are no longer required to grant entry. Keycard access security doors are more likely to appear in the higher ranks of the estate, of course. Likewise, as a redundant security measure, normal doors in the estate. Okay, yeah. Describing things to you. Blue memos equals true. Red memos equals lies. If you can see, there's a little bit of text down there. It says, unless written by hand. And then it's the opposite, these two. So there's a computer here. This is the security terminal. So, okay, we can look at what inventory there is. There's 0 because we've just started making rooms. This will tell you if you've missed stuff, basically. Keycard system. Keycard system settings. I'm going to set security level to low for right now because I don't have a keycard. And I would like less locked doors. For the offline mode, I'm going to change to unlocked because that means if I, say, turn the power off, the doors would default to unlocked, which would be useful. But we don't have that capability quite yet. You also have a network you can log into. We don't know the terminal password at this time. Or at least you wouldn't... at this point in the game. So I'm going to go this way so I can get to this other room off the Nook here. I'm going to basically do like one run of this, I think. Let's see. So these red rooms are generally like they detriment you. So like the chapel, every time you walk through it, you lose 1 coin. So stuff like that. The lavatory is just a dead end with like usually nothing in it. So I'm gonna do a storeroom because I can get some items out of it, which is useful. Thank you. This is a great room to come into because it shows to me one of the parts of this game that needs to be paid attention to. There's this little piece of paper down here with a little drawing of a bird, and you wouldn't have necessarily noticed that that's there. But there's stuff like that everywhere. So whenever you go into a room, it's like really good to just kind of dig in and see if there's any little things lying around. But I've got my 3 items from this room. I think that's it for this one, so I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, like I said, I know what some of these things do, but I don't want to just... The thing that's... This game is the exploration and the discovery, and so I'll just show a run of this. What you got for me? So, yeah, this is a good example. So a passageway requires 2 gems to be created. Dark room, you cannot see floor plans while drafting in this room, which means you couldn't see the rooms you make or the next through these 2 doors. And I think that I don't want that, so I'm gonna do a passageway, even though it's a little expensive. But it is simply a passageway. Let's see, we got a courtyard. That requires a gym. Let's get a closet. Get a key. Ooh, and a rabbit's foot. Greater chance of finding items. Great. We love that. Items end up here in your inventory, and you can kind of check what they do. Again, inventory is brought up using tab. Alright, we got a laundry room where you can launder currency. Weight room, lose half of your steps. Ugh. Or a dark room where I can't see what I'm doing. Ugh. I'm going to draft the dark room, but I'm not going to go in it yet. See if we can do something about that. Drawing room requires a gym. You may draw new floor plans while drafting in this room. All right, so like it means you can kind of re-roll the room options you have. Yeah, so this is each time you click on a door, you will draw through the. Yes, this is what we've been doing basically. I'm thinking go to the left maybe. A West Wing Hall. Wow, it just really wants me to make a lavatory. So this would be the way to go to get some more options. So I'm going to do that. When there's a dead end like this, like there's no like door to this closet, it just shuts it off. This gives you a hint. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will now be closed until further notice. So somebody who lived here died at some point. And you're like, oh, somebody was sad about that because they shut down the whole West Wing. All right, we have an office and we have a bedroom. This, geez. How about redraw? Okay, the observatory. This is kind of fun. Oh, man. Jeez. All right, well, we'll just... I don't want to go in the dark room because I don't want to... Well, we go to the dark room now because there's no more doors that can be drawn from that room, so it'll just be dark. Actually, that's like a waste of steps. Oops, never mind. Oh, well. Spare room. Not a whole lot going on in here. Okay, we have an office. We have a corridor. And we have a chapel. I'm going to take a corridor. Can't do the office. Ain't got no gyms. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm going to do this so I can go down over here. It's cool because, like, it shows, like, what would be out the window if this hall was in that position. So it'd be a different thing over if it was over here. I think that little attention to detail is pretty neat. It really wants me to go to the office. Here, I'm going to get a bedroom. I know I said that you should have it as a regular thoroughfare, but I think that would be more beneficial to have it here. So here's a chest. They are locked. I think I am going to use a key to unlock this. There are items that allow you to not have to burn a key, but sometimes you just get a key back, and that's fine. So I just got a gem and some money, basically. Let's go here. Rumpus room. That is a thoroughfare, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do a lavatory. Sometimes there's an item in here. Generally, there is not. And you're like, damn it. Right, let's keep moving. We got a bunk room, a boudoir. Let's do the boudoir. There are photographs everywhere. Sometimes there's, hot tip. There's like little details in the photographs that you can see. A lot of times you need a magnifying glass to see those. There are these safes that have combinations in them. I still have not figured out these safes. And I've played a lot of this game. All right, there's a great hall. That's probably what I want to do. even though it'll have a door that needs to. So the dining room, every day there's a meal that's served. This would mean I'd have to kind of come back for it. Yeah, let's do that. Fine. But you have to reach rank 8, and what that means is like the level of rooms from the bottom that you reach. So we're at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. 6, 7, 8 is like this row here. Then we can come back here and have a food. Heal a bunch of our steps. Yes, we're starting to get locked doors. So we have a billiard room that goes up. I'm going to do that. Here's another game that I'll give you the very, very early kind of solution to, but it gets a little harder as it goes. You notice there's like arithmetic symbols here, and you're like, okay, so math. There's the colored thing here that's pointing towards the 18, so I'm going to click on that. These blues just mean to add them together. So 8 plus 4 is 12. Where's 12? 12 is here. This one's minus. 19 minus 13 is 6. Then 20 minus 2 is 18. This is multiply. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then 12 minus 7 is 5. Oop, that was wrong. All right, 12. So if you get it wrong, it starts over. How did I get that wrong? 18. So 5 times 2 is 10. Then we're saying, okay, 12. So they're in order. You do them in the order of innermost to outermost. Does that make sense? So you say 12. This is the next like innermost like circle here. 12 minus 7 is 5. I missed this before. So 5 times 4 is 20. And then you did it. And you get some keys. Among other things, potentially. I'm going to go ahead and go back over here and go through the West Wing Hall. Like I said, I like to kind of do these like layer by layer. It wastes a little more steps, but you can get your steps back. Let's see. The West Wing and the East Wing. I do like the way all these drawings look. They just look very, I don't know, drawn. I don't know. Or drawing. Let's go in here. Got a kitchen. This might be useful. You can buy food in the kitchen, which heals you. Also, or heals you. It gives you your steps back. Yeah, same thing. But it also tells you what the main course is going to be, which is glazed salmon. If you hover over it, you get 10 extra steps if you have an aquarium in your house. And you're like, maybe I should build an aquarium. Get some extra steps. So I can get bacon and eggs in a morning room. Sorry, I can get 10 steps in a morning room, or I can get 15 steps. I'm going to go for the higher steps right now just because I'm demonstrating the game and not really trying to figure stuff out necessarily. All right, observatory, utility closet. Okay, so what we're going to do here, you're like, oh, hey, I can turn off the keycard entry system. That sounds pretty good. So gymnasium, dark room, garage. It's like, oh, let's go ahead and turn that on. And then you have this thing that says, looks like it says cabinet down here without a switch. And you're like, And you'll also notice that these change color when you click on them. There are things that will give you an indication of what these do later. I'm going to back off. If we know what the key card does, we can turn that off. So we're going to turn that off. And another hot tip that it was told to me when I first started playing this. If you think about it, so all of the key cards are now off, which means all of the doors are unlocked. But a smart thing you could do is set the security level to high so that there'll be a bunch of doors, but they'll all be unlocked because that's our offline mode. Then you don't have to use as many keys. Big smarts. All right, behind me. Okay. So we go to the right. Okay, wait. Yeah. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Let's keep going. Where's the dining room? Okay. Uh-huh. Yep. Alright. Okay, don't really want a dead end, so we'll do a great hall here. So, bunch of doors, all of them are going to be locked. You'll notice there's doors here on the left and the right. One of these doors will lead to that door. One of these doors will lead to that door, right? But like, it's not always just like this goes to the next room. And every single one of them requires you to use a key. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go forward here. If I get some more keys, maybe I'll come back, or if I get stuck elsewhere. I'm not going to do the rumpus room. There's some stuff that I don't just want to spoil. You know what I mean? I can't do any of these anyway because I don't have any gems. So I'm going to do the mage chamber, which means there's going to be less items. But that's okay. Yes, and so this is like, oh, like the master of the house has died. Master of the house. Running out of keys. Okay, this will probably be good for us. Yeah, let's do this. No! I'll take the money hit and just go through the chapel. I only have 3. Ooh, there's a gem over here. Okay. Chapel. It's the last of our keys. Chemistry's a shop. You can buy things. I don't want it to just kind of dead end over there, so I'm going to not do that. I'm going to do a bunk room because you can get some items out of this. Actually, now that I think about it, it wasn't going to end over there, but that's okay. So this room always gives you 2 things. This time it was keys. There's a little Atari over here. So let's see. I'm going to go left here. Locked. Alright. Terrace. Conference room. Placed in this room instead. Okay. Let's do that. It'll give us some options. Orange. Yes. So it's giving you an indication of a spread. So there's certain rooms that will be like spread gyms all over the house. And so when you draw the room, it just means now there's gyms all over the house. Or it might be specific types of rooms. That's the concept of spread. If a spread happens, though, now that I have a conference room, all those items will actually go to the conference room. So you'll want to like keep that in mind so that, you know, when they spread, instead of looking around, you can just run over here and get the items out of this room. Safe code 9083. But it's on a red card that's not handwritten, which means it's a lie. So I, you know, who knows? Rumpus. Alright. Yeah, so that's gonna make me lose steps every time I walk in it, so I'll just dead end a workshop here. You can combine items and make new items. If you get a workshop, there's always 1 item in here, so it's kind of worth just making it in general. You have a broken lever. Now you're going to spend the whole time looking for something that needs a lever. You have music sheet here with lyrics on it. And you have the workbench. I'm not going to use my stuff right now. I don't really have much I can do anyway. But, yeah, let's see. I guess we'll go here. Yes, we can go through here because we turned off the keycard system. It's just unlocked. Let's see. I'm probably gonna get a patio so we can keep doing stuff. Is that 8? So that'll be 8. We'll go check out the patio and then I heard a little bell. Oh, that's because I played a lot of this with just like music on. It's indicating that dinner's ready. So we can go get our food. Yeah, so there's a shovel that you can dig these little piles of dirt and like get items potentially. But yeah, let's go eat. We're gonna go down, right. Okay. Not that I'd, this may not matter a whole lot because I think we're just about done with this run. I have no keys, no money. But you never know. Maybe you'll run across something. Look at this thing. Look at this tiger. Okay, salmon. Have dinner. Nice. Okay. Okay. Yep. It would have been really cool to have some more keys, but I do not have any. Maybe we'll find a bunch of keys somewhere. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Commissary. Items for sale. I can't do any of these. Ooh. So the mailroom will deliver a package every day if you get it. So I ordered the package that will be delivered tomorrow. So you have to draft this or draw this room again, so you can get your package. Please return all correspondence packages addressed to Denny Ravane to sender, as he no longer is employed with our staff. This tells you how the those little indicators work. Which leads you to go interesting, and now you could go back to the fuse box potentially and solve that puzzle. But there's more to it, as it says, more detailed instructions will be sent by electronic mail to the address client has provided, which we couldn't access because we couldn't log on to the network, so we couldn't look at emails yet. But that means we're done with this day, and we have to call it a day, I think. Let me see. Yeah. We're just going to do that. So it gives you a rundown of the rooms you made and everything. You have a stately inn based on the rooms and their configuration. And that's a run. You would save and continue or save and quit. I'm going to save and quit and bring it back over to me. I think that's a cool game. You should check it out if you're into puzzles and taking notes and exploring things and having things revealed to you slowly, or if you like run-based games. Yeah, Blueprints is pretty sick. But that's me. See ya.